let's talk about the NBA's gambling gold rush and its dangers. Now, for those of you who may not realize this, the NBA aggressively embraced prop bets and fantasy gaming to boost popularity and revenue, building close ties with DraftKings, FanDuel, and sports. I was a fantasy sports pioneer. I helped commercialize the industry. When Ryan Clark made his bigoted comments towards the NFL Network hire, and the guy said, "Look, I'm not some fantasy analyst. I will put my money on a fantasy analyst before I put it on Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark, anybody." Our industry brought analytics into the game. They were always there, but beat reporters never talked about it from that perspective. So yes, we do know more than the average Joe Blow. I was seen as an insider in my heyday. I was building a company. I did not want to go the path of Jay Glazer or Adam Kaplan, two insiders that I grew up with in the industry, and I was just as good as they were. But that wasn't my shtick. But I had all this information, and I combined it with data, and I was a force to be reckoned with. I was seen as one of the premier fantasy sports players in the country at the time. And I saw this coming. Our carve out was going to open this door. And sure enough, that door was open about 15 years ago, maybe. Now, league policies in the NBA made individual player stats and injury mysteries central to the fan experience and gambling, or rather in every industry, in every professional. You know, the big secret is that the reason they had the injury report was because of Vegas. And the NFL was always run out for gambling. But they understood gamblers wanted the information, so they provided it. Why? It made the sport more popular. Basketball's no different. Hockey's no different. Now, even NASCAR, and obviously the NBA. So all of that became central to the fan experience and gambling, and by extension, family fantasy sports. That I did was set this all up to where we are at today. It primed the system for abuse. Team staff, coaches, and player circles became guardians of high stakes market moving secrets. So what do I mean? They had valuable insider information like injuries or lineup changes, and that could influence betting odds. And they were sought out by gamblers looking for an edge. I had this free product, and I thought it was going to be a big hit, and it was middling. I was like, man, look at all this work. And one of my guys said, well, why don't we put it in our Sunday package? It became our most popular item in our Sunday package that people paid for. And why? Because every gambler wanted. We had the latest injuries, what we were hearing, what beat reporters covering the scene, what they were hearing. It was the latest. We had it in there. And people would tell us, yeah, I get your most expensive option because it has that in there. And all that was an accumulation of the week's data of injuries, analyzing them, breaking them down with the latest updates on them. Friday and Saturdays, we would be calling the beat reporters to get the latest information. And they were talking to the agents. They were talking to the players. They were talking to the coaches. So now you're removing us, the reporters and all that. You're going straight to these coaches, to these players. But they're doing it in an illegal fashion. So what if the fastest way to millions in the NBA isn't making the playoffs for the players, but testing your buddy in injury scoop? For us, that made us a lot of money. And we worked hard to grab that information. It was all legal, but this is illegal.
Hey everybody, this is Big John from Grumblings Media, and I just want to say thank you for watching our content. If you want to support our efforts here at Grumblings Media, just smash the subscribe button right here, totally free, or just go ahead and consume more of our great content. Click either one of these two boxes.